welcome to my YouTube channel, Mexicanas en el Mundo. I'm Alexandra, a Mexican in Switzerland, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a pork fillet in orange sauce and the pasta as the side dish, which I hope you guys enjoy a lot. Okay, so the ingredients we need to make our orange pork fillet are 8 onions chopped. I already chopped them up using my super dandy onion goggles. 400 milliliters of white wine, 550 grams of pork fillet, a big dollop of butter. We're going to use that to cook our onions in. The skin of 1 orange. You're going to have to skin your orange with a peeler. Don't peel it like if you were actually going to eat the orange. You have to skin it with this. Like that, you avoid getting a lot of the white stuff that's under the skin here. You want the orange part of the skin, not the white part. The juice of 2 oranges, 2 cubes of, these are called gravy stock, but it's not like the American gravy, which is thick. It's more the flavoring, I think. So I buy them like this here in Switzerland. It's called Glarbraten sauce, but it's the translator says it's for gravy. Half a teaspoon of salt. This is to salt our butter. We're going to need extra salt and pepper for later for the flavor, and of course some pasta. We're going to use the pasta as a side dish with the pork fillet. I'm using fusilli, a 500 gram box. Okay, so now we can get started. In a big frying pan, I'm going to add the big dollop of butter. I calculate it's about 50 grams. I didn't weigh it, but I think it's about that much. Also, I'm going to salt the butter, so I'm also calculating about half a teaspoon. Once it's melted and integrated, I'm going to add the pork fillet and I'm going to seal it all over. Once all the sides are sealed, then I'm going to add the onions, all 8 onions that were chopped up, and I'm going to let it cook there for a little bit. Until they turn translucent, by the way. Okay, so our onions are cooked, they're translucent. You don't need to add more butter if you don't want to. I mean, butter is awesome, it tastes really nice, but if you don't want to, just the big dollop you added in the beginning is more than enough. The onions start losing all the sugars and juices, so that makes them cook and taste nice anyhow. And now that they're translucent, now we're going to add the wine and we're going to cover our pan and let it simmer in there for about 20 minutes. Okay, so our pork fillet has been simmering for about 20 minutes now, and it's time to add the gravy stock cubies. I was just talking with my husband that depending on the country you live in, it's quite difficult to find the exact ingredients one uses in a recipe. So of course you guys, you have to own the recipe. And how do you do that? You improvise what's available in the shops of the country you live in. So for example, this recipe, the important part is of course the pork fillet, the orange, and the onions. But otherwise, the flavoring, you guys can just add whatever you can find in your local supermarket. For example, in Mexico, I made it once. I couldn't find this brand. So I used the chicken quinoa, the chicken cubes. But quinoa also makes the beef stock, the shrimp stock. They make different flavors. So you guys can improvise and experiment and own the recipe, make it yours. And okay, so now we're going to add the cubes and let them melt in there, and then after that we're going to add the orange juice and the very finely chopped up orange peels. Okay, so I already added the cubes, the stock, as you saw, the orange juice. I'm letting it simmer so that the liquid reduces and evaporates. And meanwhile, I have a pot of boiling water. I'm going to salt it, and I'm going to put our farilla pasta to cook. As I said, I'm using fusilli. You guys can use whatever shape you want, whichever shape you have at home. And let's do that so that we have everything ready and together. Okay, so I added a bit more salt to the sauce. I tasted it, it needed a bit of salt, so it has more salt. I added the pepper. I took the pork fillet out, and now I'm going to cut it in thin slices, not super thin, but thin enough. And those slices are going to go into the pan again. Okay, so the pasta cooked until it was al dente. The only seasoning I gave it was just a big drizzle of olive oil and some sea salt, and that's it. You don't need to add anything else because the flavor of the sauce you made for the pork fillet is quite intense. So that we like mixing it around in the pasta. It gives it all a nice flavor. As you can see, I'm not sure if I'm aiming this correctly, but it's done. It's not exactly the most visually colorful dish, but the flavors are an explosion in your mouth. It's really, really nice, especially for a dish that's so easy to prepare and so quick to prepare. It really is amazing. We love this dish here at home. We make it as often as we can. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, that you make it, that you find all the ingredients you need to make them, and see you next time. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please watch the other videos. Just click on the links, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.